All right, guys, welcome to the Utah Jazz postgame show on the Hoops Nerd channel. The Utah Jazz lose by 12 points, although we're down by 30 until a certain point guard came in. Well, we'll just say a certain basketball player, because at this point, we don't know what Dante Exum's position is. We just know that he doesn't play. He doesn't help the team come back. I mean, they were down 30. He got it back to 12. But that's not good enough. He shouldn't play any more games. Anyways, let's just get started with this show. The Oklahoma City Thunder are an excellent defensive team. They miss Andre Robertson, but have found a way to be a defensive force without him. Russell Westbrook, this season not shooting the three-point shot very well, although I don't know if he's ever really been, I don't think anyone considers Russell Westbrook an elite three-point shooter. But what he is an just elite athlete who gets to the rim. His passing is great, and his rebounding, even though he does get a few friendly rebounds from certain teammates, he is an incredible just force on the court, gets rebounds, passes, assists, and his speed is incredible. It creates opportunities for other players. There's this thing, if you're a really good athlete, super fast, get to the rim, it bends the defense and forces players to help and move and shift, and it creates opportunities for other players. The Jazz might want to pay attention to what Russell Westbrook does, and kind of let some of their players do some of those things, because what is going on right now with the Jazz is not really working, Paul George, I love Paul George. The dream in the last offseason would be for the Jazz to get Paul George, and congrats to OKC for getting Paul George. He's fantastic. He's really a perfect complement for so many teams in the league with his ability to defend, to shoot, to guard. He's just fantastic. Paul George is just great, and congrats to OKC, who's going to be good for 4 years, at least with Westbrook and Paul George. That's a great duo to build around, and then you've got Steven Adams, who's just incredibly solid at the center position. Great team. The Thunder are a good team, and you can't come in and not play well and win, especially this year. They're better than they were last year. Some of that's mellow, but some of that's just that, they're a good team that plays great defense. And then Andre Robertson hasn't even played, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when he comes back. Who knows? As far as Utah, there's problems for the Jazz. I know this was the back end of a back-to-back on the road against a really good team in the Oklahoma City Thunder, but the Jazz didn't look exhausted to me. They hit shots. They played hard. Rudy Gobert got another garbage call in the beginning of the game, and it's ridiculous, but he played most of the game. We'll look at the numbers and stuff, but Rudy Gobert played really great, and the Jazz have a problem right now where if Rudy Gobert isn't playing, they absolutely fall apart. And let's see, Rudy Gobert tonight played only 21 minutes. So that's a problem. Although part of that was because Quinn sat the starters in the fourth quarter. So Rudy would have played even more had he not had to sit because of, just being blown out by the Thunder. But the Jazz have a problem right now. Every single game, they can get leads. Although tonight they didn't. The Thunder were just too good tonight. But the Jazz have a second unit that just can't hold a lead or extend a lead. Instead, they just give up massive runs. It's bad. And, I love Derek Favors, but he's just not working as backup center. And I don't know what you do if you're the Jazz, because it's not working. And it seems like the Jazz run the same defensive system when Rudy Gobert's on the bench. It doesn't work. The Jazz have to do something to fix that because it's not working. And Quinn's decision to play Neto and Royce O'Neal, no matter what they do on the floor, Royce O'Neal tonight just vomits up the ball and there's no repercussion for it. But Royce O'Neal put up, 17 minutes, 0 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a turnover and a steal, and 3 fouls. Not a great performance, but I promise you he's going to be allowed to play through it. No matter what happens, he is allowed to pass up open 3-point shots, no repercussion. He's allowed to turn the ball over, no repercussion. He's allowed to foul 3 times, creating points and opportunities for the opposing team. There's no repercussion for it. But let's say Dante goes in for 2 minutes against whoever it was we played last game against San Antonio, and he's not going to play for 3 games. And that's the way things go. I don't get it, guys. Tonight, there's just not a lot of positive things to talk about with the Jazz. Just for you guys who always want me to talk about Rubio, the Ricky Rubio line of the night: 5 for 13, 38%, 0 for 3 from 3 tonight. He did have 10 points. He did have 5 turnovers tonight. I don't know. What do you guys think? Was that good, Rubio fans? I don't know. It wasn't great, although I don't think Rubio was the problem tonight. I do think Dante Exum needs to be playing with a second unit. I think at this point, it's ridiculous he doesn't play with a second unit. It's ridiculous. And I promise you right now, we're going to start seeing some fireworks with the Jazz. Dennis Lindsay believes in Dante Exum. Dennis Lindsay wants Dante Exum to play. And our coach doesn't. And at some point, that's going to create conflict. And I don't know what's coming, but for the coach to not play that player and then lose by 30 and then bring him in, like, that's a dick move, okay? You're down by 30, and that's when you put Dante Exum in. He brings the Jazz back within 12, and it's not just Dante. Shout out to Epe Udo, who came in and played really great. He caught like 4 lobs from Dante. It looked really good. It's garbage time, but guess what? Russell Westbrook was in the game. He was trying to get his triple-double, so Russell Westbrook was playing. Maybe not defense, but he was playing. But that's lame. That's lame. To put him in at that low, I'd be pissed if I'm not Dante. Honestly, because you know who should play out a game where you're down by 30? The guys who got you there. Royce O'Neal should play through that 30-point debacle. Raul Neto should play in the 30-point debacle. And he did play with Dante. But this wasn't Dante's fault. And Dante needs to play more. And this message that Quinn's sending to Dante is a bad one. It's not helping the team. It's actively hurting the team. We have a second. The problem, we could argue about the starters tonight too, because the starters have played relatively well. I don't like our starting unit. I think that we just have a flawed starting unit. But they weren't awful. They were like fine. They were down, 4 points when the second unit came in, and then it just blew up. That's on the coach. That's his decisions that are doing these things. And we're not adjusting in any way. There's got to be some adjustment. I think Quinn is a good coach. I disagree with him very much on this, and I feel like it's hurting the team. If there's something that is going on behind closed doors, maybe there is, because I've heard things here and there behind closed doors, but I do know that Dante doesn't understand what's going on. I know that for a fact. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I do know we're losing. Second unit can't guard anybody, and if this idea that Dante screws up the offense, well, what offense are we producing? Because we're giving up 18-0 runs. 18-0 runs. If you're telling me the offense doesn't run with Dante on the floor, well, where's the points? Where's the points? At least we could defend a little better with a very good defender in Dante Exum. Sure. Is it ugly sometimes? Yeah, it is. It doesn't look great sometimes. Does he miss some shots you wish he'd make? Yeah. Is he going to be a superstar in this league? No, probably not. But he's a really good defender, and he's helped the team win multiple games this year. There are like 3 games that Dante Exum had a major part in the Jazz winning, including the Rockets last game, including that game against the Grizzlies, where Dante single-handedly turned the game around. And when we're losing these games and he's sitting, it's not, I don't know what else you do. But just banging your head against the wall, doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again until you lose the game and lose multiple games, that's the definition of insanity. Something's got to change. Someone's got to get a little bit more emphasis. And guess what? You can't do much till January 15th because that's when you can make some trades. But January 15th is in like 4 weeks away? It's a long time to not play one of your players that you're hoping to develop, and you just gave $33 million to develop. I don't know. I don't get it, but we're not winning games. And to tell me that we're better off without him is not true because we're losing games. The Jazz are now 2 games below 500. Sorry. That's just a fact. Guys, like and subscribe to this video. We'll talk more, and we're going to get more NBA games, especially if the Jazz keep losing like this. Maybe they'll just get Zion Williamson. I don't know. But we're going to be here every night because we love the Jazz, and we love basketball and the NBA and everything. Talk to you later.